All right, good morning again, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame. So today is October 3rd, and I'm coming back and to bring you more information about what's happening in San Francisco market and in general in the U.S. market. So to start with, we're still at a historic low interest rates. We're at 2.87%. So this is a great sign for buyers to go on the market if they're planning to buy to lock in a low interest rates. Home affordability is at a very high level, and they can there's I know there's a little bit lower inventory, but there's a great chance that they can find the property that they want, and especially now that the activity in San Francisco market is slightly slower than normal. So this is a great time for buyers to go on the market, especially that properties are not selling way higher than the asking price. So let's also look at some numbers and see how the U.S. market in general doing. So this table shows us that the difference in monthly payment between today and last year. So last year the interest rate was at 3.7%, and for a mortgage amount of $250,000, the monthly payment was $1,154. Now, in today's market at 2.87% interest rates and taking into consideration a 5.5% property increase in value, that's as per CoreLogic. So the monthly payment is today at $1,093. So we're saving $61. And then you can imagine, based on the property values in San Francisco, how much you will be saving when you get loans between 1 million or above. Now, the next slide also shows us the affordability of homes, which is also the reason for the low interest rates. Now, this chart shows us the affordability throughout the years, starting from 1990 up until today. So we can see that between 2009 until 2015, the housing affordability was way higher than any time, and that was obviously because there was a big real estate market crash, and that would cause the housing affordability to increase. Now, in today's market, keeping in mind that the housing values are very stable, they're not decreasing, so we can see that we still have a very high level of housing affordability. Now, this also takes us to how fast are properties selling. So today, buyers are actively searching for homes, and they're purchasing them at a record-breaking pace. It's a great time to sell your house if you're planning to sell and move, while buyers are scooping homes up faster than they're coming to the market. So 68% of homes were on the market for less than a month in July. So this is the nation's average, and properties are selling on average for 22 days. So this was never the nation's average. We're kind of used to these numbers in California, but not for the US market. So this is super fast. Now, this is another very important chart or slide that shows us how much the current market is empowering the seller to to either stay or move and sell their home. And that's due to the rising home equity. So home equity is rising on average year over year at a percentage of 6.6. Now let's look at deeply at what's happening in San Francisco market, and like what's the numbers of properties that are selling, going in contract, and sold. So the total number of properties that came on the market last week were 245 properties, and 158 of them are condos. And the number of properties that went in contract or signed, agreed to sell their properties, are 171 properties, and 95 of them are condos. Now, the number of properties that closed escrow last week are 101, and 63 of them are condos. So we can see that the more properties, more condos are coming on the market, more single family homes are selling. So we are hoping that the activity on the condos is going to increase. Now, the number of properties that came off market between expired or withdrawn or on hold, put on hold, there are 105 properties, and 83 of them are condos. So this reflects that there is a lower activity on the condo market. Now, looking at the absorption rate, we can see that for the single family homes, the absorption rate is at 1.46, which means that we need 1 month and almost 14 days to sell the current inventory, the current single family homes that are for sale. And the absorption rate for the condos is 4.1, which means that we need 4 months and 3 days to sell the current inventory of condominiums that are on the market, which is a very balanced market. So anything below 4, it's a seller's market. Anything between 4 and 6, it's a balanced market. And anything above 6, it's a buyer's market. Now, this is a very interesting slide that shows us how is the market, like whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. So for the single family homes, there is a slight buyer advantage, and that's due to the stability of home prices and the very low interest rates. Now, looking at some numbers, the median list price, okay, let me show you, share my screen with you so that you would see this. Okay, going back to this, so this shows us that there is a slight buyer's advantage in in San Francisco for the single family homes. And looking at some numbers, so we have the median list price is at 1,038,000 per square foot. The price per square foot is 1,243. The number days on the market is on average 65. It's slightly increasing, and the price decreases are 67%. And the price increased, there's nothing, no price increases, and relisting is 67%, which means that properties are being taken off market and then they're coming back. Now, looking at the condo market, so it is less of a buyer's advantage, but there is still definitely a slight buyer's advantage. And looking at the numbers for the condos in San Francisco, the median list price is 1,550,000. The price per square foot is again 1,275. The days on the market, it's definitely taking longer to sell, 66 days. The decreases are 39%, and price increases are 0. And the relisted is 9%. So this is what's happening. In San Francisco market, this is activity, and we're hoping that we will get more activity towards the end of the year and starting next year, because this is when we're all hoping that the market will start to come back, and the shelter in place will be slightly easier, the restrictions will be slightly easier, which means that more employees will be able or allowed to go back to the offices, which means that there will be more traffic in the city and more needs and demand to be there or to live in the city. So again, if you have any question with regards to your property, how to market it in this great market, whether to sell or not to sell, or if you're thinking of buying and not sure what's the right strategy to do so, please feel free to let me know, contact me, text me, or email me, and I'll be more than happy to give you more information. I'll leave you now. Have a wonderful weekend, and please be safe.